Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Skol Brothers.
All right, welcome to episode 70 of the Sports Card Talk Show. We got some My 5 Faves action going on today. Who we got joining us today?
We have our good friend Greg at GK45x5 coming on to join us.
Oh man, I'm jacked. He's got always amazing stories, and I'm curious to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Love having Greg on the show.
Dude, our little, we got to dial people up. We got a request for one of those shirts. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
That's awesome. So should we get him on the line?
Ring-a-ling ding-dong.
All right, we got Greg at GK45x5 on the line. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. It's good to talk to you guys again.
Yeah. Real good to talk to you, man. Yeah, when we were doing this, I'm like, we got to get Greg on the line for this one, man. My 5 faves. I love all your posts. You put so much thought into it, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to see your 5 faves.
Hopefully this maybe surprises us a little, and hopefully it doesn't change halfway through.
You can't have any cards next to you, Greg. You might change your mind.
I had a couple that I wanted to pull for honorable mention, but I got the willpower. I'm going to keep them off to the side. So we got 5. I found 5. We're going to run with it, and then we'll see how it works out.
That sounds real good.
So to start off, I got this 1994 playoff series rookie card, Marshall Faulk, from when he was with the San Diego State Aztecs.
Oh,
and
nice.
One of the things with that one is 1994 playoffs. That was the first set that I put together. It had been a goal since I was a kid collecting, and so I was collecting, and I could never build a set with the wax packs that you'd get at the convenience store or whatever. And then when I got out of the service, I was like, man, I'm buying a set of cards. That's my one and only goal. And then I did it. It was that 94 set playoff. As far as Marshall Faulk goes, while he was going to school at San Diego State, I watched several of their games live there at Jack Murphy Stadium. Oh, so when I pulled that card out of the set, I was like, man, I could remember the stadium and just watching him run roughshod over all his opponents. And then of course what he went to go on and do in the NFL, that's definitely one of my favorite cards. So that's top 5.
Nice.
The number 4, I'm going to go with a recent poll, and it's a Pat Tillman from this year's contenders. And there's several Pat Tillman cards out, but when he was playing, I wasn't actively collecting. And then, of course, we all know the story with Pat Tillman. When I got back into it, I was like, man, I want to rip a pack and pull a Pat Tillman, and I'd have pack battles with my son, and he would pull a Pat Tillman. And then finally, on the first pack of contenders that I bought this year, got one of those Target exclusive boxes, and then that was the first Pat Tillman that I had pulled. Oh, so nice. I was like, no matter what, my top 5 is going to have a guy like that, either, Pat Tillman or a Rocky Blyer, Mark Donovan.
Other than it being a contender card, what kind of card is it exactly that they got?
It's just a contender's base. Yeah, it's just a contender's base.
Okay.
And I like contenders too. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite brands to collect, but just a simple base card. Okay. I mean, I always find myself coming back to. I like all the flash and the hits, but man, it goes back to way back when it was just base.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those are just. I don't. The bells and whistles are nice, but I'm just fine without them too,
Yep.
So a Pat Tillman just for the military connection and kind of what he represents that way, So that's number 4. Number 3, I've got this 2016 black gold.
Oh, nice.
Walter Payton, and this one is really cool in the regards that when I got back into the hobby. And watching people on Instagram and watching people on YouTube and starting to kind of meet people and kind of get a feel of what was going on. There was a ripper, Rippin' with Biggin. Is his name, and I haven't seen him too much lately. But he had pulled some cards, and I made a comment like, man, that's a nice card, like on an Eric Dickerson card. And I had been out of the game so long that I didn't even know they were making cards of these guys, my heroes from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, man, well, if you like it, I'll send it to you. And so this dude racked me this Eric Dickerson card and then a bundle, and this Peyton card was in the bundle along with a Worn Moon, magged up and everything like that. And I was like, holy smokes, man, what are these people doing? They're giving me these amazing cards. I had never seen cards like this. I didn't realize this existed. And so when I look at that now, and then I think about all the times that, people have given me cards or that I've been fortunate to give cards away, and we weren't able to do that back in the days. You wouldn't take your best card and give it to somebody. But nowadays you see a lot of that. Like people are so generous in the hobby. And so when I look at that card, that Walter Payton, that really reminds me of just everybody in the hobby doing things for each other and helping each other out, and just how cohesive the hobby is all together, So, it's a cool card, but it just represents a lot more than that,
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I was coming from with that one. And I know you guys like the black gold. I love the black gold.
Yeah. Hashtag bring back Panini Black Gold.
Man, they're beautiful cards. You got short prints of all of them, and there's real nice composition. Mm-hmm. So I love them. So that brings me to number 2. And number 2, it is what it is. So we got Patrick Mahomes, 2019 Elements, 20 of 25 steel signatures. And really what I like about this card, number one, it's Patrick Mahomes, and I think he's a great player to watch, and he's paralleled by Lamar Jackson, and I have some of Jackson's base Prism cards that I'm kind of holding on to. And really kind of what that represents is, I got that card by turning old junk wax into new junk wax. So hustling and flipping, helped me to level up that collection. So, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to take some of these old cards and I wanted to turn them into fewer cards, better quality cards.
Oh, there you go.
So that's along the lines of that. And, I enjoy it for, what that kind of represents in regards to that. It's a newer style card. Anybody can do it. You just put a little bit of work in, and you can turn. If that's what you want to do, I'm not so much a collect investor or, this, that, or the other. Just if you want to a guy can take old cards and make them new.
Yep.
Or bring in some new stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then, like I said, Pat Mahomes, it is what it is, and
yeah,
we'll see what he does later this week. So that brings me to number 1, and this might be a shocker. I didn't pull out any hockey. I didn't pull out any Ed Velas. A lot of things that I like about cards that I kind of left out of the top 5 because it's really difficult to whittle them down to a top 5.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But my all-time favorite card, and this is a heartbreaker right here, is the 1980 Topps basketball. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Julius Erving, and then that's the Bird and Magic rookie card. Now, what sucks about this is, it was a 3-partition card. And I probably had as 5 of them at one time. All 5 of them got ripped into partitions.
Yeah.
None of them made it out as a whole card. And I don't even remember what kind of silly game we played as 9 or 10-year-olds. But we would rip these cards apart. And if you look on the back, the checklist numbers aren't consecutive. So you get a checklist, and then if you wanted to stack your cards according to the checklist, you almost had to break them apart. Because like this one is like 139, 174, and 34 respectively.
Yeah.
The numbering. But we had some kind of silly game where you'd set each one of these cards up, and like shoot the pin or kick the football, something. and that's what we did with the cards, and then later on, none of us knew at that time what Bird would do, what Magic would do, or what those guys would do for the NBA all together, to transition into the Jordan and then, what the worldwide game that's become today.
Yeah.
So when I look at it, and then when I got back into about 3 or 4 years ago, I sold off a lot of cards without really paying attention to what I was doing. And believe it or not, I sold a lot of those ripped cards at a pretty decent price, So this is the last one I've got. I won't chase down a mint one or a one. I'll just keep this old guy because I can remember, pulling them out of packs.
Yeah.
In 1980. And
so has that one been ripped apart too then, that you just showed us? Oh, okay, so it looked like it was pretty well put back together there.
Well, they fit back together nice. They've got little partition, it's perforated.
Yeah, right.
Goes back together. But yeah, it's a heartbreaker because if I look at the value of one of those as a whole card.
Oh yeah.
That's really what it's all about. To me, it's the collection and kind of going back in time. I could probably get rid of everything else, but that one would be tough to part with. Carry that to the deathbed, maybe. So that's it. That's my top 5, man. A lot of fun to put it together. I appreciate you guys bringing me on and giving me the challenge, to whittle down top 5, man. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun doing this, and I get that comment a lot. Only 5? Can I sneak in a couple extras?
It's tough. It's tough, man. Well, I can't wait to see when you guys come out with your top 5s respectively. That's
well, I get 20.
Hey, no one ever said we had to be good at math, right?
Yeah. Right. And even his 20 probably won't be 20. I'm already preparing for that.
Hey, that's good, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for bringing me on again. Good luck this weekend, man. I hope the whole nation is doing the Skol chant with you guys, and you guys are playing ball next week.
Yes, yes.
Well, anytime you guys want to send a ring-a-ling-ding-dong my way, man, go ahead.
We will. We will.
All right, man. I appreciate you, fellas.
Oh, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll bring this episode to close. Episode 70, My 5 Faves with Greg at GK45 by 5.
Skol Brothers out.